Okay, so this is parallel lines with transversals. You have 4 types here. The way you know which type it is, if you have, so we'll start with, let's see if we can fit all this. Okay, so the first one is corresponding. What you look at, you have these 2 red lines here. Oh, not there yet. Okay, so these lines are kind of like the boundary. They're like the fence or the walls, whatever you want to call it. But you have to look at the relationship that your angles have with this line. So the lines, and then you also have to look at the transversal, which is going to be this blue line here. Okay, so let's look at this one in the top right first. So 4 and 5, are they inside or outside the red lines? They're inside, so that makes them interior. So you have interior angles here, you have interior angles here. So those 2 have interior. On the top one, they're on opposite sides of that blue line, right? You see that? Yeah. So if they're on opposite sides, it's called alternate interior. Down here at the bottom, they're on the same side of the blue line, so they're consecutive interior. So those are the 2 varieties you have with interior angles. When it comes to exterior angles, so here at the bottom left, you have 1 and 8 here on the outside of the red, and then they're on opposite sides of the stop casting. Hang on. Oh, there it is. Don't write this down, but like if you had something like right here, if it was 1 and then this spot here, that would be nothing. There's no relationship there. If you have an angle here and right here this yellow dot is, that's not a thing. And then the last one is corresponding. So this 2 and the 6, they're neither, so one of them is interior, one of them is exterior, right? So they're not both interior, they're not both exterior. But if you look at, let me zoom in on this. Really? Yeah. Algebra?
Is there any solving going on with this, or just negative?
There will later, yeah. Okay, so on top, the 2 is in this top right corner of this intersection. The 6 is in the top right corner of this intersection. So these are corresponding because they're both in the top right. So that's the 4 things. That's basically how this works. Flip over to, it's like 4 pages later, or maybe it's like the next page because yours is printed double. Go to these right here. I'm going to make a little table just to make this a little bit neater. Thanks. Okay, so for number 1, we want to look at the relationship that 110 has with angle 1, and then 110 with angle 2. Then we'll do 63 with angle 2, 63 with angle 1, 95 with angle 2, and then angle 1 with angle 2. And this will cover everything. Okay, so 110 and angle 1. Here's your boundaries. Are those inside or outside the green lines?
One this side,
One is inside, 110 is also inside. So we know that these are going to be interior. Are they on the same side or opposite sides of that black line? Opposite. So this is alternate interior. With 110 and angle 2, they're not inside, they're not both outside. 110 is on the bottom right, 2 is on the bottom right, so they're corresponding. '62, sorry, 63 and 2. Are they inside or outside?
Inside.
They're inside. So you have their interior, and then they're on the same side. So they're consecutive interior. 63 and 1 are corresponding. Okay, 95 and 2 are also corresponding because they're both in the bottom left of this intersection. What about 1 and 2?
alternate.
They're alternate exterior because they're on opposite sides of the line, and they're what is it called? Yeah, they're outside the green lines. So that's how these work. I'm gonna pause with my information here